Have you ever heard of a mischievous, one-legged boy who smokes a pipe and wears a magical red cap? This isn't just some random character. He's one of the most famous figures in Brazilian folklore. Get ready to dive into the enchanting and sometimes frustrating world of the Saci Pererê. The Saci is a legend that has been told and retold for generations, especially in the rural parts of Brazil. He's described as a young, dark-skinned boy with only one leg, constantly hopping around with incredible agility. He's almost always seen with a pipe in his mouth and a bright red, conical cap on his head. But this cap isn't just for show. It's the source of all his magical power. So, what kind of powers are we talking about? Well, the Saci is the ultimate prankster. He's not evil, just incredibly playful and chaotic. His favorite hobby is causing minor mayhem. Imagine you're cooking and suddenly the salt and sugar containers are swapped, or you're trying to find something and it mysteriously disappears, only to reappear in the most unexpected place. That's classic Saci work. He loves to braid the manes and tails of horses during the night, leaving intricate knots that are nearly impossible to untie. He'll hide farmers' tools, scare cattle, and put out fires. One of his most famous tricks is creating a small, swirling dust devil. In fact, folklore says that if you see one of these mini tornadoes, there's a Saci spinning right in the middle of it. But where did this story come from? The origins of the Saci legend are a fascinating mix of cultures. It's believed to have started among the indigenous Tupi-Guarani people in southern Brazil. In these early versions, the Saci was a bit different. He was often depicted as a forest guardian with 2 legs and red hair. Then, with the arrival of African slaves, the legend evolved. The Saci lost a leg, which some say is a reference to the struggles and resilience of slaves who might have lost limbs in fights or during escape attempts. The pipe he smokes is also an element from African culture. The magical red cap is thought to have European influences, possibly from a similar creature in Portuguese folklore called the So, the Saci we know today is a true symbol of Brazil's cultural melting pot, a blend of indigenous, African, and European traditions. Now, you might be thinking, this little guy sounds like a real nuisance. How do you deal with him? Well, the legends have an answer for that too. To stop a Saci, you have to be clever. The key is his magical red cap. If you can manage to steal it, the Saci loses all his powers and becomes just an ordinary, vulnerable boy. He will be so desperate to get his cap back that he'll promise to grant you any wish you desire. But catching him is the hard part. One popular method involves waiting for a dust devil to form. You're supposed to throw a rosary or a sieve into the whirlwind. This will supposedly trap the Saci. Once you have him, you have to quickly grab his cap and put him inside a bottle, sealing it with a cork marked with a cross. If you do all that, congratulations, you've captured a Saci Pererê. But be warned, if he ever escapes, he'll be back to his old tricks, probably with a bit of a grudge. The Saci isn't just a character in old stories. He's a living part of Brazilian culture. He represents the wild, untamed spirit of nature, and also the cleverness and wit needed to navigate life's little challenges. He's a reminder that sometimes things go wrong for no reason at all, and the best you can do is have a sense of humor about it. The most famous portrayal of Saci comes from the writer Monteiro Lobato in his series of children's books called Sítio do Pica-Pau Amarelo, or the Yellow Woodpecker Ranch. In these stories, the Saci is a recurring character who lives on the ranch and gets into all sorts of adventures with the other residents. This series became a huge TV show in Brazil, and for many generations of kids, This was their first introduction to Saci and other figures from Brazilian folklore. It made him a beloved national icon. To this day, the Saci remains a powerful symbol. He's a mascot for sports teams, a character in video games, and a frequent subject in art and music. There's even a national day for Saci on October 31st, created as a Brazilian alternative to Halloween, celebrating the country's own rich cultural heritage. So, the next time you misplace your keys or find a strange knot in your shoelaces, before you get too frustrated, take a moment. You might just be the latest victim of a little one-legged prankster with a pipe and a magical red cap. The Saci Pererê is more than just a myth. He's a playful spirit, a cultural icon, and a testament to the incredible richness of Brazilian folklore. He reminds us to find the magic and the mischief in the everyday world around us. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the heart of Brazilian legends. What do you think of the Saci? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating folklore from around the globe. See you next time.